Rhonda,
Hi.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
Do I get a birthday special?
Well, I got in those 3 mint coats that you've been waiting for. The white ones? I got
Yes.
some white ones in.
I see them.
Look at that. I put them over there.
They're gorgeous. They're beautiful. They're
Now, how long have you been waiting for these?
expensive.
I got them in for you on your birthday.
Thank you. They're gorgeous.
So
I
you
know.
ready
I
to
have
try
been
'em
waiting.
on?
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready for this down.
Try it on.
I'm not going to look like a bear, but a good bear.
Look at that.
It's beautiful.
Do you love this?
Too, but don't you think?
But the fox gives it a fluffy effect, and it's more luxurious.
Very feminine.
Tell her that one more time, please.
Rhonda, the fox gives it a fluffier effect and makes it more
It's
luxurious.
very feminine. Do you think that eventually I would get tired of these?
Well, it is trendy,
Yeah, it's
but they're
trendy.
showing all that now. But wait, I have 2 others I want to show
No,
you.
it's beautiful. I love it.
We'll come back to this one.
It's very in right
You
now.
always look glamorous in these coats.
Love Hollywood.
Now this has a small.
Even though we can never wear it here, it's never cold enough.
Oh, but we're gonna have a cold winter
We
this
are
year.
El Nino.
This has the shawl collar.
This is beautiful.
It has the turn-back cuffs,
Mm.
and it has a full sweep. Look in the mirror here, Rhonda. And it's as light as a feather.
It is. So does that mean it's still warm?
It's very warm. The weight has nothing to do with the warmth.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Can you see the back?
I don't
No.
look like a big bear.
Absolutely not. And when it
Big
gets
white.
really cold, look in the mirror. Here. This way.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that great?
That is cool. That is
Now,
cool.
on your trips to New York, you're going to need the warmth.
And I can fit a sweater and stuff underneath here.
There's plenty of room. And big is in this year. They want a nice, big, and luxurious, so you can really
Are you
wrap
telling me that because
yourself
I
in
gained
it.
10 pounds?
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't. No, it's beautiful.
But I want you to see the sweep in the back.
I like this.
Can you see the sweep? Let me pull the
What
mirror
about the
down.
length? Is long still going on?
Well,
I mean,
very
I know-
long is good. However, when you decide on a coat, I'm going to have the fitter come and fit it to you, and we'll do the length, and we'll do the hooks and eyes.
Okay. Just because, you know, I know that they make them really long, and some women are much taller than I am.
But in New York, they wear them very
I
long.
know, but it's also slushy in New York.
What kind of shoes do you have on? You have heels
High.
on now? Okay.
So if I wear my tennis shoes, which I would bop around in this in tennis shoes, it might be a little long, but it's beautiful.
Okay, that's the second.
This is
Now,
great.
this one I think you're going to love.
I know. I'm looking at
You're
the
gonna
sleeves
love.
already, and I totally like the.
This is a Samper Furs exclusive design.
Oh gosh!
Look at the back of that.
I knew it. You always do this to me. You save the best for last.
Wait till you put it on.
My nose is itching. That means good.
Now, this has a little more weight to it because there's a lot more fur in this coat. It's a big, sweepy coat, but I think you can pull it off, Rhonda. Wait, let me adjust the sleeve
Okay.
for you. You see the sleeves are all going on a diagonal.
Yeah, like a what do you call that? Not dolman, but
It's
sort
a
of.
semi-dolman.
I love the way the pelts go. You know, that to me is cool. That across instead of just straight down.
Now, do me a favor. Walk away from me because I just have to see the sweep on that coat. Unbelievable. It's light as a feather, isn't it?
It is light. That's what's amazing, that they really are warm, but it is light.
Now, you're going to New York next week?
The week after. It's cold there.
It's freezing.
It's freezing there. It wasn't last month.
Step up
was
to me. I just want to check one thing
it? It's
on.
beautiful.
You're gonna have to grow up.
Why would I want to do that?
I'm so proud of Bud. Do you know, he doesn't want me to deal with any of that business stuff. So I'm gonna sign the firm over to him.
Good idea. Gosh, Muffin, that is so sweet of him.
I know.
Don't do it.
Well, why not, Bam? I know that you love to slave away at your job. Well, princesses like Tina and me, we don't have to work. And we don't want to. Ever.
Never.
I'm warning you. Don't sign those papers. You'll regret it.
What a bitch.
People Supreme Divorce Court is on. Meeting's over.
Holy Toledo. Jim, John, and me had a big night last night, too.
Well, there must have been something in the air.
That was a good one, Muffin.
I know. Hello? Oh, hi, Daddy. Oh, how are you? Oh, gosh, I miss you. You want me to come over? Right now? Oh. Okay, if you say so, Daddy. Bye. Oh, Bud's in trouble. Oh, Tina, I'm kind of worried.
Oh, it'll be all right now. What did Daddy say?
Well, he said I should come over right away. It had to do with Bud and that it was important.
Gosh, Muffin, that doesn't sound like bad news. When Daddy wanted me to come over and talk with Jim John, he just gave us the firm.
Oh, gosh, Tina, what would I do without a real friend like you? And a husband like Bud? And a daddy like Daddy?
Bud, this just...
Stuck at home and you don't know what to do. Hold on, baby, Rhonda, she's got you. Grab your computer, log on, baby, you got the power. It's the Rhonda Shear Social Live. It's the Rhonda Shear Social Live.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Rhonda Shear Social Hour. I am so excited to see you. You know, you can watch us right here on Rhonda Shear Social Hour, or you can go to YouTube and watch Rhonda Shear TV and watch us live, or you can go to Facebook and watch either Rhonda Shear fan page or my friend page. So lots of places. And guess what? After that, we make it into a podcast, and you can listen to it wherever podcasts are listened to. So anyway, I am really, really excited about tonight's show. I've really been looking forward to this one for a while. We have some extraordinary gals on the show. The original group, Glow, the gorgeous ladies of wrestling, completely famous in the late 80s and 90s. They had their own show. You might know that Netflix has done a show that is hotter than hot, based on their true stories, but they're the real thing. They're the real deal. And they literally led the way for female wrestling, which of course is huge in like WWE and all over now. But these girls experimented. Most of them came from no wrestling background and literally trained 6 hours a day and got it all going. Anyway, we're going to meet them. We're going to meet 5 of the stars, the original stars. I'm really excited about that. But in the meantime, let me do my promotion. First of all, it's a very social night, as you know. Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern is social. So that means it's time for a cocktail. So, or whatever you're drinking. I'm not going to judge if you're just having water. It's all good. But if you are having a cocktail or water or coffee or tea, when I say hair, because it's all about hair in this whole shutdown, how is your hair looking right now? When I say hair, take a swig. Cheers. Nothing like rosé champagne. Woo! Okay, that's the first thing. Don't forget hair. The second thing is I want you all to own and read my book. It's very inspirational, and I have to pay for the charges that it costs to publish it. Oh, I mean, no, it's really inspirational, for real. It's called Up All Night, From Hollywood Bombshell to Lingerie Mogul, Life Lessons from an Accidental Feminist, much like these gals that we're going to be interviewing, because they probably went through many of the same things that I did in Hollywood, like the whole Me Too movement, all that stuff. But anyway, not only does it have my Hollywood career in here, but it has, what I'm doing now. And now that I'm in the intimate apparel business and literally changing careers, becoming an entrepreneur, we have a couple of ladies that are doing that as well right now, how to get your product to market. So lots of tips for whether you are male or female, if you are going into business. And the book may help you out. Okay, so you can get that through rhondashear.com. You can also pick up your intimate apparel while you're there too. Okay, so rhondashear.com. Okay, what else do I have? Very important. Masks. Okay, we are masking. I think this is forever. And this is why rhondashear.com, you can get the really pretty ones. Ooh, lace. You can get sequins. Ooh, and I can't sing. But anyway, or you can get plain. And they're really comfortable. They have a little pockets for a filter. You can put a Kleenex in there. It's all good. So we want you all masking up when you go outside or when you're around people and you can't social distance. So remember that. You can go to rhondashear.com and get yourself a pretty mask. The other thing is that I've been doing, and this is really fun, and maybe some of our ladies tonight are also on Cameo. Cameo.com is a really cool site that you can go and get a personal message from your favorite celebrity or influencer. There's thousands of people on there. So if you go to cameo.com/Rhonda Shear, it'll bring you right there. And for a nominal fee, I will do a special message for you, whether you're celebrating a birthday, an anniversary, a bar mitzvah, wedding, whatever, new baby, I will be there for you. I did 2 today, and they were gals that literally got them for their husbands because they watched me on Up All Night back in the 90s. Okay, so without further ado, before I introduce my first guest, we always start our show off with a very dear friend of mine who teaches us how to make very special cocktails. Let's all watch Professor Cocktail and have a sip.
Professor Cocktail. Grasshopper, my tie, a short that tastes like apple pie. Professor Cocktail. Tom Collins whiskey sour, a fruity drink with a giant flower. Professor Cocktail.
Hey, it's Professor Cocktail. My intention is to get really hammered tonight. Boy, that was a strong one. I think it's because it was like 7 shots of vodka in this one. This is my drink, by the way, vodka and soda, because I like everything vodka-ish. Okay, tonight we're going to make the very special, somebody's request, a brass monkey. Those monkeys. Okay? And in this drink, it's 1 ounce of dark rum, 1 ounce of vodka, and 1 ounce of orange juice, and a little bada bing. Okay? Where's my glass? Okay, first we do ice. Okay, so we got a nice little short glass. Did you hear that? Okay, we got our little shot glass here. We're going to start with the dark rum. They always talk to me, these things. Of course. Come on out. There's the dark rum. Okay, 1 ounce. You can never get enough of a good thing. And then we do a little vodka, same amount, because dark rum and vodka mix very well. Just ask yourself after 5 or 6 of them. You'll trust me. Okay. And then we got a little orange juice, which we have down here in our little cooler. Love orange juice. Okay. I'm feeling like it's getting brassier right now. And then we have to do the Professor Cocktail mix. 1, 2, 3. And reverse. 1, 2, 3. And another reverse for 1. And there it's all mixed up nicely. We put our bada bing in there. And there's brass monkey. Woo!
No one is available to take your call.
Oh, we'll see you next time. I got to go take a shower.
Pete, lady, Cosmo, baby, gonna make the drink and don't mean maybe. Professor Cocktail. Old-fashioned gin and juice, mix it with Red Bull to get a boost. Professor Cocktail.
Well, you may not find him at your bar in your area. Thank goodness, because one drink from Professor Cocktail and you're slammed on the floor. But we love him, and he's our own Professor Cocktail. He'll be back next week. Anyway, it's that special time of the evening, and I know maybe a lot of you guys, gals, watched Glow in syndication. The gorgeous ladies of wrestling back in the late 80s and 90s. It was amazing. They literally opened the doors for women in wrestling and very empowering. So I would like to welcome my very first guest, Jeannie Bescone, who is also known as Hollywood. And she's an entrepreneur and has her own soap line, which we're going to talk more about that in a second. But let's meet her, and then we'll play a clip in a little bit to show her in action. Oh, hello, girl. You are gorgeous. You are gorgeous.
How are you?
Oh my gosh. And we're going to show our interview. We're going to show you wrestling. But I wanted to talk to you first because you sent me 2 beautiful bars of your soap. So tell me so I want to talk to you about that because I have a store now, and I think your soaps would be amazing in my store. So tell us a little bit about your soaps, and then we'll get into the wrestling.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed your soap. So before this pandemic and any of this, I was always into soaps and stuff that's natural for your skin without preservatives. So about December 2018, I was looking at some soap at Christmas time, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, I could do this. I know I can. So I got a bunch of books. I did a lot of due diligence, made some mistakes along the way, but watched a lot of videos, do's and don'ts. And then I just started making it, and then the pandemic happened, and all of a sudden my soaps are getting more popular. And you know what it is? It's very therapeutic for me as well. It's something that I love and I enjoy doing. So it's almost putting what I love to do into these soaps. And today, and I have to show you, you see these? Does these look like desserts to you?
Yes.
Look at that.
No, that's a soap.
Yes. So this is how you do it. You make them in these molds like this. Okay. And then when this hardens tomorrow in 24 hours, it will become, when I cut it, this. Is that great?
Delicious.
And this one is
such a romantic gift. You know, guys are always looking for other things to give women. What a beautiful gift to give that as, you know, it's keeping us clean. And it's beautiful and sexy and romantic. And their skin is calorie free.
Exactly. And then these are my little, I don't know.
Sexy
for girls. And then there's men's. Look at this. Tobacco vanilla. Guys, I got stuff for you.
Yes.
Yeah. And you know what? It just, you know, I have a friend that's on here watching, and he said to me, you know what? He says, my skin is so much more smoother and not dry. And that's what these are about. There's nothing bad in there. There's organic coconut oil, olive oil, shea butter or mango butter, some castor oil. And of course you have to make soap. So you need a little sodium hydroxide and distilled water. That's it.
Well, right now they're telling us there's nothing better than soap, better than alcohol, everything for keeping us clean during this pandemic. So there's one that I'm interested in. I don't know if you're still doing your mermaid, but I'm going to call you, you know, in a couple of days because love her. We live in Florida. I'm getting ready to open a little shop, and I think your soaps would do really well there. So I'm going to call you, darling.
Oh, Rhonda,
I'm going to call you about that.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, and so we put up your information, and we'll continue to run this. I think everybody needs some soap from Hollywood because not only that, or Jeannie, because
good for you and good for the planet.
Yeah, it's good for the planet, and we need to keep clean, and they're different. They're different. Okay, so we have to talk wrestling with you, girl, because I interviewed you a long time. Oh, wait, hair. Okay. Hair. Okay, good girl. I know you guys you've kept your fans, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely. And we got more. You know, let me explain. When Glow ended, I didn't stop. I still continued to wrestle. I worked for independent companies. I started my own company. I was already doing small conventions and signings. That never stopped for me. A lot of ladies, because they were injured or because they got married or they had children. But I continued it, and I still do it today. And that's just something that I still did it. And then Glow Netflix came about. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I'm looking up at my poster over here. We did a bio. It was a documentary, Glow, the story of the gorgeous ladies of wrestling. That had come out in 2012. And once that got going, that's when Gingy Cohen from Glow Netflix saw that documentary and decided, hey, let's do a show about Glow.
See, they should feature all of you guys. I mean, especially the ones who are still, active, and still, you should all have parts on there. That would be like so awesome. See, if I was a producer, you would be on the show.
Yeah.
I mean, you look fat. Oh, so I had read that you had started a wrestling company. Are you still involved with that?
I still do. Yeah, it's Hollywood Productions. So Hollywood, and I spell that WOULD. I know Hollywood is spelled different ways here, but yeah, and I still do it. I will.
So I mean, if I called you and I said,
yes,
I said I need a girl to come wrestle, or you could book.
Absolutely, I do custom videos all the time. People will email me and say, Hollywood, I would like you and somebody else, and they'll list all the moves that they want to do. I go over to make sure it's something that we will do.
Right.
Nothing pornographic.
Right.
Will do. Well, you never know. I mean, for the money. I'm just kidding. I'm teasing.
I ain't seen your porn. I'm here.
I'm teasing. But you know what? And then I charge them a certain fee, and then we produce it, and then they get their copy, and then I sell it. I've been doing that from day one.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, I want to find out, we want to make sure that everybody knows where to get everything, like all your, your pictures. Yes. But we have coming up too, another friend of yours, Jody Hasselbarth, who plays Tulsa. Yes. And I think we have a little clip of you two going at it. Okay, so we're going to play that. And then we're going to bring Jody in and find out what she's doing today. So let's watch.
Well, Hollywood is back to rule the ring. Beating on people is my thing. Another year of having fun and making my opponents run. Yeah. Always ready, I'm telling you. But mess with me and you'll eat dirt. Make you pay for your bad deeds. You're gonna run from my stampede. Woo! We running!
Back home, we have a really popular song called East Road. Well, look at her sitting up there like a tramp she is. She had to have a song. See, they know, Holly. They know that you are queen of the back alley.
Wow, she almost decapitates Tulsa with that flying head scissors. Hi, Go fans, Motormouth Mike Morgan in the broadcast booth for this Run for the Rubies Walkers Ring Riot. Hollywood has declared war on all the country girls, and it's the luck of the draw that put her and Tulsa together in this tournament match. They've been feuding for weeks. These Wildcats recently met in a boardwalk brawl at the Trump Castle in Atlantic City and almost tore the showroom down. Tables, chairs, and fans were flying. And don't forget, fans, the Run for the Rubies continues next week when Sally the Farmer's Daughter takes on the Glow Girl of the Cosmos, Star, in the Park Avenue Knockout Rock Siesta battles the masked assassin, Mabel.
Hollywood might be street smart, but I'm wise to her ways. I'll show her how the code of the West beats honor among thieves any day.
Wow!
Poor Tulsa.
I'm telling you, welcome. Oh my gosh. Hi, Jody. How are you? You are, I can't believe you girls did this. You did this so ahead of your time. How are you? Can you hear me?
You know what? I can barely hear you guys. You're breaking up on me.
We're breaking up on Jody. Just stay there. We're going to work on it. It could be a connection. This happens with these formats. In the meantime, let's have a drink.
Yes. Hair.
Hair. Hair. Woo, got it.
Okay.
So I forgot to tell you that I got to ride a horse in. I told everybody that my horse was not only prettier and smarter than Hollywood, it was smelling better than she was. So we get all these little jabs in.
That's why she created soap. Because
there you go.
But wait a minute,
Rhonda.
So you were the bad girl, Jeannie. Holly, you were Hollywood was bad, right? But Tulsa, you were like the nice, sweet girl. You were the good girl. You played the good girl, the all-American girl.
I'm so good. I'm boring. I am the most boring Glow girl.
That is not
I don't like
true.
to party.
I can
I
tell
know
you the
where
boring
I'm
ones.
boring.
You were not boring, honey.
Not boring. Okay, first of all, just to do the rope, I know how hard it is to do just the rope. And you could do rope tricks. That's impressive. And sing.
Well,
You girls,
I rodeoed.
She was
Oh,
you were a
I
barrel
didn't do rope
rider, right?
tricks. I calf.
wow, that's amazing.
And I do consider Beastie the Road Warrior livestock. So she's the only one I would rope, really rope, because it's no calf rope and it can hurt people. So since Beastie I consider livestock, I don't have any problem roping her in the ring.
Where are you living now? Where are you girls living? What cities do you live in?
I'm in Texas.
You're in Texas?
My home state. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, you're as beautiful now as then. Fabulous. How did you two? I've read all kinds of crazy stories how you got to Glow, that they had auditions in the newspaper and gals. So what is your story? What is your story, Hollywood? I'm gonna call you Hollywood so everyone knows.
That's fine. It was an audition, and I went to the audition. It was after work, and I went down. There was like 500 people there, and they needed 12 girls to do a pilot, and I was one of the 12 that did that pilot.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's just weird, how are you selected? But I can tell you exactly how I was picked for my part. David McLean told me this years later. He said, when Mondo asked you, he asked the whole group, which one of you can ram your head in the turnbuckle, turn over, and land on your back? And I raised my hand first. Not being afraid. When you're 21 years old, you are not afraid of anything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hi, it's Rhonda Shear, and some of you may remember me from USA Up All Night, and some of you may be watching me on HSN, where I sell my own line of Rhonda Shear intimate apparel. Well, whatever. I would love to send messages to your family, to your friends, just anything that you're excited about. I'm happy to send that message to you. So remember, love and sizzle kisses from Rhonda. I'm ready to be booked. Hey, welcome to RhondaShear.com, the best place to shop for your intimates and loungewear. We have great sales all the time. We have a full size range. So we think that beauty comes in all shapes and all sizes. And check out our new skin tones. Find your nude. Tell your friends there's no intimates anywhere like RhondaShear.com.
Welcome to Retreat, a style oasis. Here at Retreat, we give beautiful and unique furniture, decor, art, and luxury items a second chance. Our team of experts carefully curates our collection of fabulous finds and offers unique pieces at affordable prices. From stunning furniture and decor to luxury accessories and apparel, we have a little something for everyone. It's Resale Reimagined. Come see our store located at 1940 Central Avenue in St. Petersburg, Florida, or browse our website at retreatstpete.com.
So I'm going to introduce a clip for this gentleman before I introduce him. Very exciting what he's done with his life. I met him, I believe, when he was in his 20s and producing and directing films. But this is a really cool film, which I haven't seen yet, but I've heard about it. I'm just being honest, but I want to see it because I'm a big fan. My husband and I are a big fan of Westerns. And this is a throwback to the Westerns, like the John Wayne Westerns. And he's got some great people starring in it, like Jackson Rathbone, Stephen Lang, Nathan Parsons. But let's just look at a little clip, and you can download this too from Justice, Richard Gabai directing.
Yeah, bad man here, terrorizing this good community. I have taken a stand, and I paid a price for it.
See you on the other side, Reverend.
If any of y'all see the Reverend McCord, tell him his brother's looking for him.
The U.S. Marshal. It could be that you might not buy the fact that his brother's death was accidental. I want you to persuade him that it's time for him to leave this town forever.
Your brother's gone, but you can join him if you want.
That's not gonna happen.
He can't be allowed to interfere with my business.
He's planning something big, Captain.
There are rogue elements from the Confederacy. These men, the war isn't over.
This town belongs to me, and that's just the start.
It's time we take a stand.
It is joy to the just to do judgment. Justice is present.
You still with me? You bet I am. I'm not everything you got.
I got the chills. I'd like to introduce the director of that film. We'll talk more about his career, Richard Gabai. Let's hope he's there. He's coming. Oh, look at you.
Hang on. Just getting to the good part.
Wait. Oh, that's very sweet. How you do? You haven't changed. You look the same.
Thank you. You likewise, you know. And your hair looks great.
Oh, wait. I got sound effects. Ooh, I like the shape of your glass. I want to say something. I was like going around on the internet today and I saw something so sweet that just warmed my heart. It was a little video that you made with your beautiful wife and your 3 beautiful daughters, just saying thank you. And with all of your success, you are just so humble. And I love that. You haven't changed. You were sweet then, way back, and you're sweet now. And you're humble and thankful. And I can tell that just from your interviews. And
I am very grateful. I mean, Rhonda, none of us are digging ditches for a living. And a lot of people make a lot of sacrifices so we can goof off. And we can never forget that.
Oh, well, one thing you have not been goofing off. I'm just going to give everybody just a couple of more little tidbits about you being a veteran of film, television, and the LA rock scene as a musician. You did a film, which I think people can see now. You'll let me know if I'm wrong on this. A Gingerbread Romance, which came out last year on the Hallmark channel, which is once you're on there, it's like, it's crazy. And then Justice looks amazing. Like my husband and I are huge fans of Westerns, and that's a long way. I'm not putting it down, but we did Revenge of the Party Nerds too. Oh, my dogs are going to start barking. This is going to be great.
Yeah, that was our dog. Sorry.
No, don't worry about it. I got 5 of them down here, and they're gonna go for it. Revenge of the Party Nerds 2 that I did with you. I think it was with Michelle Bauer and Lene Quigley. I had a small part.
For the Party Nerds too, yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually was digging up I was trying to find some cool pictures, but they're all on slides. And I didn't have time to transfer, but I did want to see if I can kind of get this.
That's really awesome. Wait.
There.
Oh, yeah. Oh, from the film.
Yeah. I got to get these transferred. I will. I'll get them sent to you.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool.
And Justice was a treat. You know, you mentioned it's on Netflix now, by the way. And you mentioned John Wayne style. And, you know, I don't know if you're friends with Robert Carradine as well, but Bobby Carradine, who claimed to fame of Revenge of the Nerds and who I ripped off to make Assault of the Party Nerds, basically. His first movie was with John Wayne, The Cowboys.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And so in Justice, I brought him back, and now he's kind of the older guy. And we shot at the exact same film ranch out in New Mexico that he shot The Cowboys at. So there is a big John Wayne connection there.
Big John Wayne connection. And I love this. And I think there's a lot of people that love the throwback to Westerns. But you've been very busy because you continue to act, direct. You have a new, it's your latest album, Double Life, that's out. And I heard some of it. And how do you describe, I love the sound of it, but I'm not good with telling you people what genre. So what do you call, I did hear though, that you did all the vocals and you did all the guitar work. That I heard on one of your podcasts. And I thought, wow, that's my husband's like fantasy. But
that was mine too, because I've always written and recorded, you know, music throughout my career. And some of the songs are songs that were a long time ago. Some of them are newer songs. But I never felt that I was good enough to, you know, play all the guitar parts. And I always have somebody come in and play the lead. And this time I just said, screw it. I'm playing every guitar. And my engineer / producer on the album, Cal Campbell, the great Glenn Campbell's son, who's beyond a brilliant musician in his own right, he really pushed me and got me to sing all those harmony parts. And I'm really proud of the record. And I'm glad it's it's a new world where anybody who wants to stream it can just stream it. They don't have to go, buy a CD for whatever at a record store.
Right.
So it's fun.
Double life. I'm going to download it, and we're going to probably watch Justice later on.
Cool.
I know my husband will be really excited about that.
I think you'll dig it.
I know you'll dig it. But I mean, so I knew that you did Vice Girls. I know that we played a lot of I feel like your films on Up All Night too.
Oh, let me tell you, I am forever in your debt at USA Network. And because, I know you posted that I was blessed to recently win an Emmy. And while I'm very, very proud of that, it is just one notch below my USA B- Up All Night award, which it actually, I don't know if you remember, it was we won it for Assault of the Party Nerds. We got 2 of them. I think the late, great Gary Coleman presented it to me. It was either him or Dice. I remember seeing all those guys backstage at that show when we had that award show.
That was an amazing show.
It was amazing. Anyway, that aluminum, that film tin with a foam B with a minus on a spring. I mean, I kept that in my house, but literally the foam disintegrated. I got the Emmy just in time. But
the cheapest budget film that you've ever done, way when you were like 12. I mean, couldn't be close to the budget of Up All Night. Although it was great years. It started a lot of people off. It did.
The original Assault of the Party Nerds was $40,000 finished on film.
Wow, that's amazing.
So on Up All Night, I think there was Assault of the Party Nerds, Assault of the Party Nerds 2, and Virgin High that I made. And Vice Girls, but also that I directed Vice Girls, and I starred in that. But then Dinosaur Island and Bikini Drive-In.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
And the one that Fred Ray and Jim Wynorski made, and the one that started this whole train wreck of a career, Nightmare Sisters.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Rhonda, I used to walk into the Formosa Cafe and people would buy me drinks because they were watching my movies on your show. And it was at a time when I kind of, buying a drink was kind of a stretch for me.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, were you carded? How you were in your...
I was carded until I was in my mid-30s. I'm in my late 30s now. No.
Yeah, I know, but you were really young when you did all that. It's interesting that you say Jim Wynorski. He's on next week. He's on
cool.
Becky LeBeau and a bunch of the gals. And it's funny, since I started doing this show, I guess, I've never stopped getting fan mail from Up All Night. It's wild. But a lot of the horror genre fans have really come out. So we're getting more and more people. And there's such a throwback to that era. Like, people are doing those films. People who are now like in their late 30s, early 40s, they're missing those days, those carefree days of all those films. And there's such a throwback. Like, you need to be a guest on Dueling Decades. Those guys are cool. They would love you. I'm going to make that happen.
Cool.
You'll love it. You'll love it. You'll just love it. I mean, they're so knowledgeable. But
I'd love to do it.
I've been doing a lot of these shows and podcasts, and there's such a love and appreciation of that genre of film. So, it's really interesting. Up All Night was great for me, and I thought, it's going to just start off so many things. What it did was it typecast me. I'm not putting it down. I loved it. And if I would have stuck in Hollywood for a few years, maybe some of that I would have been able to get some legit roles. But I went off and got married to my high school sweetheart and started a panty business, which is all good. So I'm not putting that down. But
it's all related.
No, it's all no. But your life is interesting because you've kind of gone you've kind of taken the direction, but your directions have been obviously all great. I read somewhere that you wanted this since you were a child. I understand, because I wanted show business from childhood as well. But the fact that I never knew that you sang or played music, and that you have music that's in other films that other people.
And all those early movies, they all had they were kind of wall to wall my songs. And then Fred Ray and Jim Wynorski would license my songs. All right.
Sorry.
So, and by the way, going back to Robert Carradine, so Robert Carradine from Revenge of the Nerds and the Cowboys and the Big Run and Red One and all that, he's become like a brother to me, and he's my lead guitar player in the band when we play nightclubs.
So you're still playing nightclubs? You do nightclubs?
Right, we just started again, and we played Molly Malone's in LA like at the end of last year, and then we did the Viper Room in January, and shockingly, we packed it. And we were booked on a Saturday night, April 4th, and it got COVID canceled.
Yeah.
But that clip that you almost just started playing is those are clips from our last 2 nightclub shows that were, a few months ago that my
We're gonna
good
play
buddy
that
Jeff
at
Murphy cut together.
We just like to mess with our guests and see what
Cool.
happens when we put up their stuff in the middle.
Hair. Can we say hair? Can we say hair?
Let's say hair. Let's say hair. We're professional, but not that much. Okay, here we go. Ready? Okay.
And I'll tell you about, because
I want to hear everything.
Comment about my hair. My mom, who is in her 80th year,
Aw.
still has dark hair.
That's awesome.
So yeah, this is the real McCoy. Oh yeah,
Okay, that's good. That's awesome, and that's awesome that you have your mom. I heard your dad pass. I'm sorry, but
Thank you.
that's just great. I mean, that she's gotten to see, like, first of all, your beautiful family, and you have 3 girls. Ha ha! Boy, someone wants.
I actually have 2 girls. The youngest, he's so handsome and beautiful. When he was smaller, especially, people would mistake him as a little girl. But Raphael is now 14, and he's a strapping young teenager.
Okay. Well, you can have pretty. You can be a pretty boy, as well, and be handsome.
Oh yeah. And we kept his hair really long until he was 3. So you might have seen
So,
that.
okay. So, how old are your kids now?
19. Juliet is 19. Miriam is 17, and Raphael is 14 today.
Oh, hello, and happy
My
birthday.
wife is still 26, and I'm in my early 30s.
She's beautiful, and yeah, you definitely have your hands full with 2 teenage daughters. Well, 3 teenagers in the house, but it's good right now.
It's really good.
You can kind of keep track of them. All right, I'm jumping back to your career. I jump around, but that's my style because I'm non-compliant. I'm not. I like to just have fun. So
I'm a peaceful protester also.
Oh, good. Oh, big time. So Quentin Tarantino was a fan of Vice Girls. So have you ever done anything with him or reached out to him or because
No, but there's an interesting story to that because I had just made a movie called Pop Star with Aaron Carter, the late great David Cassidy, and Leif Garrett. So I had 3 generations of pop stars in the movie. And some of the crew guys and my wife walked across. We screened on Hollywood Boulevard. We walked across to this bar called Bordner's, just to grab a drink. And we walked in there, and Quentin was in the corner of the bar holding court. And he looks at me and he goes,
"Oh, wow."
And I just kind of look away and what? I was like, "Hey, honey, there's Quentin Tarantino." And I look back over there and he goes, and I'm still like, what? Anyway, so she says, he's telling you over the table. I walked over towards this table, and when I was like 6 feet away, he said, "You're Richard Gabai. You made Assault of the Party Nerds and Assault of the Party Nerds 2. There's only 2 Assault of the Party Nerds. You made Virgin High. You made Vice Girls. There's only 1 Vice Girls. There's 5 Vice Academies, but there's only 1 Vice Girls." And I said, and in Vice Girls, I played the role of Quentin, which was an homage to him. So I was I said, that role I played so I was kind of wearing the black suit with the thin black tie. I said, that's an homage. That's not a satire. And he looks at me and he goes, "It's all love. It's all love." He pounds on his chest. He goes like this. And he basically interviewed me for 30 minutes, poured me champagne. And then I went back. He said, "I'm a huge fan of Vice Girls and all your movies." And then I went back to my friends. And then when I was leaving, I kind of looked back over my shoulder, and he was in the corner. He goes like this.
Oh, that's so cool.
I went home that night, absolutely certain he was going to call me any minute to star in his latest movie. And while that hasn't happened, when the premiere of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Bobby Carradine had been in Django and knows Quentin. I said, "Frickin' call Quentin, tell him you and Gabai want to go to the premiere." And he was like, "No, I don't want to be that guy." I said, "I want to be that guy. Just email his assistant and say, hey, I would like to come to the premiere if it's okay, if there's a place. And also actor, director Richard Gabai, he would love to come." And he invited both of us. And we went to the premiere of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And when I got there, he wanted me to walk the red carpet.
Well, you should.
Yeah, I did. I kind of thought it was like, I was Bobby's date, maybe, but when I got there, the publicist was like, "Oh, Mr. Gabai, here's your card. You walk." And we both walked. We ended up walking the red carpet together, and we didn't see him that night. But I didn't get to. He hasn't called me yet for the film he wants me for.
It's early. It's early.
It's early. It's early.
As long as he keeps making films, because he keeps saying it's his last. I don't think it is. It was a great film. I loved it.
I remember 30 years ago when Sean Penn retired. So,
right,
you know.
exactly. Yeah, he's going to keep going. He's got too much in him, as you do. So, how many films have you directed at this point? Like, I read something like 30, something like
I'm
that.
somewhere in that ballpark, like 25, 30.
And you continue to act. I mean, I know people probably ask you this, and I don't. And I know you're not going to have. Well, I'll ask you. What's your favorite? Music, acting, directing, or all three, or it doesn't matter?
It's been, you know, I really feel like it's a business of opportunity. You know, often the opportunity you have is what you need to do, unless you're really privileged or really famous. I just recently, at the end of the year, I got to co-star in an action movie for a good friend of mine, Chris Ray, who's become a great producer and a great director.
Wow.
Who invited me to do this action film. Can I have a sip without saying the word?
Yes.
He invited me to star in this action film with, it turns out, my good friend Sean Patrick Flannery and Michael Jai White, and a great cast. And I was out in Buffalo for 3 weeks shooting automatic weapons and being a bad guy. And I just had the time of my life, you know? So, and when I get to say action and cut again, I'll be happy too. But I think if I was only left with one thing to do, it would probably be music. If I was left with two things to do, it gets to be a little bit tougher. But I think I'm lucky to be in a position now where hopefully I can sort of pick and choose and direct my path a little bit more, you know?
I'm so proud of you. I mean, you were awesome then, even though you didn't cast me in like all your films. Like I never got that. I mean, I was a host, but I was an actress. But anyway, forget all that. Let bygones be.
You know, Rhonda, I have the same problem.
What's that chick? What's the girl's name I always say that she has my career? Jennifer Coolidge has my fucking career. She does, because she's like the blonde who plays the funny roles. Like, because I left there. I left to be a designer, and it's not too late. I want to be
right. I hear you. And you're a maverick. You're an entrepreneur. You know, when I started, before I made Assault of the Party Nerds, when I got out of college, I immediately booked a Budweiser beer commercial. And that was when you really made money on commercials.
Oh, yeah, the residual.
I would like walk up to my mailbox and there'd be $9,000. And I'd walk up to my mailbox and it'd be like $7,000. I mean, my rent in Hollywood was like $450 a month. So I was pretty much sitting on my couch eating grapes, plucking on my guitar, thinking, I don't know. I was kind of waiting for the phone to ring. But I grew up in a household where you like have a work ethic. And that's when, after I did Nightmare Sisters, I asked Dave Dakota how much that movie cost. And he said $40,000. So I just, said, well, if I raise $40,000, I can make my own movie. And I wrote Assault of the Party Nerds on over a weekend with my friend Mike Becker on a typewriter. I did graduate college without a computer.
Yeah.
And I wrote and made Party Nerds wrote it on a typewriter. We made it without cell phones or walkie-talkies, and shot it on film. And I needed to go to work. And like you, I mean, you're an entrepreneur. I mean, it's difficult to just sit around.
You have to say, as a matter of fact, I know you have an amazing work ethic. And the only way to make it in Hollywood or anywhere, in any business, is to continue to work at it and to have a great work ethic. And I know you came from a great family who was supportive, as I did too. I never had to wait tables in LA. Not that I'm not putting that down, but I was lucky that I just worked on my craft, and the thing is, I took everything because I knew no one. When I got to LA, I didn't know anyone, so I took a little bit of everything. And I mean, as much as I kid about it, I've been very lucky, and I reunited, if you read any of the book at all, with my high school sweetheart, and we have a great life and business, and I get to do fun things like this and interview people like you, which is so cool for me. I mean, seriously. Like, I'm so proud of you. And when I see some of my friends that are still out there and doing it, and I know the only reason they are is because they're working as hard as they did. And here's the crazy thing. My husband, because I'm a couple of years older than you, he keeps saying, I keep coming up with projects. We have a couple of projects in the works right now. One's show busy and one's business. He goes, don't you ever get tired? Don't you ever just want to just hang out? And I'm like, I don't know what it is, but I can't stop. So I think it also keeps you youthful and keeps your brain young and everything else. But tell us, I want to know what your I just saw in this paper, Richard's first job was frying corn dogs. So yeah, I'm sure you want to talk.
That's true. Yeah. I'm talking about my age, right? Because I My first job was in the Northridge Mall at Carousel Snacks. And I was like frying corn dogs. And they had this giant, like they would never let this happen to me, this giant vat of freaking oil. And we would use it the next day. So at the end of the day, we had to empty the fryer into this vat and put the vat in the refrigerator and bring it back out the next day. And it weighed like 1 jillion pounds and it was hot AF. And when I was 16, I looked like I was about 11 or 8. Yeah, you could have a job at 16. Yeah, I looked like I was about 11. And I was working there and this one lady kept looking at me and I'm going, turning the oil out at the end, burning my hands like, and then the work ethic thing, right?
Yes.
Then the next day, I'm like up on a ladder cleaning lights, the grease that comes with all that kind of fast food. And this woman who saw me the day before, obviously she decided on this. She goes, I am calling the labor board. That's child labor. There is no way that kid is 16 years old. Yeah, my favorite part-time job though was selling shoes. I loved selling shoes to women because I was really good at selling the handbags, and you made a lot of money selling the purses.
You know what's really interesting about that? If you can sell, then you can. It's all acting. You have to self-promote. Sometimes I went a little too far, I think, but you have to. I mean, I was going to ask you. Well, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions before I wrap it up. How did you raise money? I mean, that's a hard thing to do, is to raise money for films. Did you?
It is, but the first movie I got $4,000 from 10 different people. So I had a PR teacher at USC that
that's right.
wanted me to go work for his PR company. And I said, well, look, I'm going to make this movie, so invest in it and I'm working for you. And I had, during my college job was being kind of a runner and filer for a law firm. And the lawyer that ran that firm put together the partnership for me and also put in $4,000. My brother put in $4,000. My father put in $4,000. 10 people put in $4,000. And I just had this fire in my gut. I just knew we were going to do well. And they all, probably 4 times their money. And it sold all over the world. It played on USA Up All Night. It played on TBS once on New Year's Eve. I just couldn't believe it.
That is so cool. And I had Joe Bob.
It's streaming on Amazon Prime right now with Salt of the Party.
I'm sure you can find it. I mean, it's definitely still out there. So do you have any projects in the works right now? What's the next thing? Are you just?
I don't know. I'm reading. Yeah, it's weird. I'm reading stuff. I'm developing stuff. I'm writing new songs.
It's really.
I don't know what's next. And I had an opportunity to produce something, and honestly, with what's going on, I just kind of didn't want to be involved.
No, now you can pick what you want, which is really great.
Well,
you can totally pick and choose. You can. I definitely want to. I want to see the clip that we. What clip was that? I know it was your band. Was that you in? It was okay, but don't say goodbye to. We're going to look at a promo clip very quickly. Don't go away, Richard. Because I'm going to say goodbye to you after that. Okay, this is Richard and his band. It
was Saturday night about 8:30. Cruise PCH in 78. Picked up Jess and she's my good-looking date. Gotta keep going before it gets too late. So the way you live your double life, 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 the way you live your double life.
Wow, I have not seen that side of you. You have so many sides. So you have so many facets. I mean, and you're daddy, and you're sweet, and you're humble, and I'm mushy, so I'm just gonna tell like it is, And Quentin Tarantino, you need to call him now. And I know Quentin has feet, and I have the best feet in show business because on Up All Night we showed him all the time. So
absolutely.
I mean, whatever it takes. So, did you win the Emmy for The Bay? Is that what you
won? I was, but the Bay is really the brainchild of Gregory J. Martin. He's the genius behind the show. And it was very kind of him and my buddy Chris Ray, who's an executive producer, to let me kind of ride their coattails and help them on this last season.
That's so cool.
And I'm taking it as a lifetime achievement award, even though it's for the Bay, because I've been around for 30 some odd years in the business. It's a great feeling, and I'm going to put that Emmy on my dad's piano in my mom's house.
You will have an Oscar. You will have an Oscar too. I just interviewed Kyra Reed Lorsch, And she told me she's getting an Oscar. So I know you're going to get an Oscar. And you're going to have Quentin. You're going to get it all. And hopefully you'll come back on the show. We've had a lot of people commenting how much they love you, by the way.
That's so nice.
Yeah. So you rock, and you've got to come back, because there's fans out there and they're looking for you. And now they're going to find you, and they're going to go get Double Life, and they're going to go download Justice. And we're going to just find Richard all over the place. And if you really want to see me just being just so adorable, was that the second one? What was it called? Revenge.
You were in Assault of the Party Nerds too.
Okay, so all right.
And let me tell you, there
Even
was
we
spent a lot of time getting your hair ready.
Oh, you're right. Richard Gabai, I love you.
You were great in that movie, and I'm grateful for the friendship and happy to be on the show, and can't wait to see what's next for you.
Shows you I can find you anywhere, and so can Quentin. And hi to the kids. Happy birthday, son. And hopefully you'll come back and join us really soon. Really,
looking forward to it. Stay well.
You too. You too. Thanks, Richard. Wow, multi-talented. You know, I get so caught up in all these. I forget where we're going. Where are we going? I mean, that was Richard Gabai. I know that there's so many fans of films that he did in the early days, but he's come a long way. So, go Google him and find out everything else he's been doing. And he's a great guy, really sweet. Oh, we have a little commercial break, and then we have our Kook of the Week, which is very exciting. And then we're going to see a little trailer from our next guest before I introduce her. I like to do that because I get so caught up talking to everyone, then I forget to bring the trailer on, or I bring it in the middle of them speaking. So anyway, here we go. We're going to go to commercial, and then we're going to meet the Kook of the Week, and I'll be right back. Hair.
Saturday night about 8:30, cruise PCH in 78. Picked up Jess and she's my good-looking date. Gotta keep going before it gets too late. So the way you live your double life, 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 the way you live your double life.
Comfort, support, confidence. That's what you'll find at rhondashear.com. Shop award-winning intimates, shaping, and apparel in sizes extra small through 3X.
Hi, I'm Zach Markovitz, and as far as you know, I'm an attorney. In a court of law, you want the best lawyer money can buy, but that can get really expensive. So why not call me? If I take your case, you're going to have some sort of representation, and during your trial, I promise to personally use at least 3 of the many courtroom poses that I've perfected. The pensive lean, the steely grin, the casual swagger. And in the absence of evidence, logic, and with a simple-minded jury, my patented looks could give you the advantage. The jury stare down, the stern glance, the defensive point. All these looks were developed specifically by me and my award-winning staff at the Zach Markowitz School of Legal Modeling. So for a career as a legal model, or to hire me as your attorney, call at least one of the numbers on the bottom of the screen or go to my website. And remember, I'm Zach Markowitz. I'll make your case.
Offbeat, quirky, eccentric, queer, it's Rhonda's Kook of the Week. Far out, way out, don't you fear, it's Rhonda's Kook of the Week. Up, down, left, right, these zany guests are out of sight. Are peculiar, insane, so real, it's Rhonda's Kook of the Week.
Cornmine has got his guitar. We are heading to Comic-Con. This is my neighbor. What do you think of the fabulous Cornmine? That's me. I'm a superhero. I've saved the world over 3 times just today.
I think it's good.
You think I'm good? All right.
Yeah.
You going to Comic-Con?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Woohoo!
What's up, brother? Cornmine needs a Starbucks. That's a long line for coffee. Can you give me a cup of coffee? Yeah. Superheroes gotta have caffeine.
cornholing. What are you? I'm Corn Mine, the fabulous Corn Mine. Come on, brother.
Up, down, left, right, these zany guys are out of sight. Are peculiar, insane, so real, it's Rhonda's Cook of the Week.
Welcome to Retreat, a style oasis. Here at Retreat, we give beautiful and unique furniture, decor, art, and luxury items a second chance. Our team of experts carefully curates our collection of fabulous finds and offers unique pieces at affordable prices. From stunning furniture and decor to luxury accessories and apparel, we have a little something for everyone. It's Resale Reimagined. Come see our store located at 1940 Central Avenue in St. Petersburg, Florida, or browse our website at retreatstpete.com.
Hi, it's Rhonda Shear, and some of you may remember me from USA Up All Night, and some of you may be watching me on HSN, where I sell my own line of Rhonda Shear intimate apparel. Well, whatever. I would love to send messages to your family, to your friends, just anything that you're excited about. I'm happy to send that message to you. So remember, love and sizzle kisses from Rhonda. I'm ready to be booked. Hi, I'm Rhonda Shear, and I'm so excited about the launch of my new book. It's called Up All Night, From Hollywood Bombshell to Lingerie Mogul, Life Lessons from an Accidental Feminist. And yes, it is good reading for men too. Any questions?
Well, specifically, what in a book would be helpful to a man like myself?
Well, I don't know if you're looking to change jobs or careers right now, but there's lessons and tips how you can do that at any age. I don't know if you're looking for a new girlfriend in your life right now, but I found love like later on, like you too. And so you can, there's lessons on how to find the woman of your life. And there's lessons about everything that you've ever learned in your life. So yes. And you know what else? You look like the kind of guy that likes to look at pictures.
I do. I prefer a lot of pictures in my books.
Yes.
Funny you know that about me.
I just had that feeling that you would like colorful pictures, and look at all the pretty color pictures in that.
Those are nice.
There's nice, huh?
Very nice.
Okay, so there's pictures and there's life lessons and there's tips. And I even think you'll get that woman of your dreams if you pick Up All Night right now on Amazon.
Stuck at home and you don't know what to do. Hold on, baby, Rhonda, she's got you. Grab your computer, log on, baby, you got the power. It's the Rhonda Shear Social Live. It's the Rhonda Shear Social